Hello. Here we
What
are.
is up?
How are you doing, sir?
I was thinking about changing my name to Desert right before this.
You should have. You could
I
have.
had it typed
You
out and I
should.
was going to be like, I'm Desert, I'm doing good. But I didn't want him to think I was making fun of him. And
Oh,
so I didn't do it.
I'm sure he'd love that. I'm sure he'd
Of
love it.
course.
Oh, there's your dog.
They're quiet the
Um,
whole time until we go live.
well, yeah, it's just, it wants to make sure that it gets seen. With a fluffy tail like that, who wouldn't want to be seen?
He's the quiet one. Here, enough, buddy.
Well, see, my dogs yesterday, they were going crazy. Almost all the stream. What's up? Look, there's only one Desert.
There he is. I agree. That's why I didn't do it. But how are you, man?
Dude, I'm good. How's your well, let's see. I'm good. It's been hot here. I went to extend my visa, which they told me would be like 2 or 3 months. Turns out that's a lie. So I'll be back in the United States on the 18th of March. Thanks, immigration.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
For how long?
I get honestly probably a little while. I think probably a little while. Probably at least 3 to 5 months is what we're talking about, maybe 6.
Wow.
So I'll be hanging out with my parents. They're pretty cool. I'll get to drive my car, which I haven't driven for a while. It's just been sitting there. I'm sure nobody else has driven it either.
You got to start it up or the battery dies.
Yeah. I tell them all the time.
They still don't.
Yeah. And it's been cold. So there's been like actually snow. So of course, they don't. Yeah. They're like, why are we going to go out?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to be ironically, in March, I'm going to be going to visit family where I'm from. So I will be in the cold as well because there's no better time to visit New England than the winter.
Love it. So you're going to go hang out with the Massachusetts area?
Yeah, I'm like 30 minutes, like 20 minutes. I'm really close to Mass where I'm from. It's like 40 minutes from Boston.
So. You're going to be hanging out with all those mass holes up there.
Yes, we call them that because of the way they drive. So yes. The driving over there is so much different than it is here where I'm at in San Diego. But
shout out to Fozzie and everybody else. But definitely, San Diego is actually like the only part of California that I think I like, honestly.
You dislike the rest? Why?
I mean, like, because it sucks. Like, I mean, like, LA is terrible. I mean, like, I hate anywhere. I mean, like, okay, even San Diego, like, I say LA is terrible. San Francisco's terrible. San Diego, it's just like, it's not as stressful. San Diego's like, you can leave your house and it's not automatically like 3 hours round trip. Right? That's how I think of San Diego. But still, San Diego is like maybe like an hour and a half round trip. But it just doesn't feel as bad, right? Because it's only 30 to 45 minutes one way and then 30 to 45 minutes back. It's not like if you're in LA and you're going to the grocery store, you're 2 hours to get there almost, and then 2 hours to get back.
Yeah.
So, yep. I mean, I liked, I spent some time in Whittier, which is like outside of LA, and it's like very much like Mexican, Hispanic, and I felt like Whittier was pretty relaxed as well. But I think San Diego's my favorite.
Yeah, San Diego's like 20 minutes from. You're always 20 minutes from where you want to be. So instead of, like you said, an hour. So I couldn't do LA. I go there a lot. We have family up there, but I don't want to live there. So. We are going to be closer, though. Where we move, it's an hour closer. So I'll be an hour and a half from LA instead of 2.5. So,
yeah, it could definitely be worse. I could not imagine living in LA. I wouldn't do it.
No, same thing with Boston. I don't know how people lived in Boston. It's because it's walkable, I guess, and there's like other modes of transportation, but not for me. But anyway, enough of the cold open. Let's. You had some stuff you want to talk about.
I did. I had several things I wanted to talk about. We'll start with the one big one that is in the title. So Desert hates when the title gets forgotten about or doesn't come up until the end because it's like the thing that brings people in. And I agree, right? It makes a lot of sense. But so the first one is Solana's TVL crosses 1.8 billion for the first time since 2022. And the Solana price, let's see, to 120 is what it says.
Wait, Solana?
What is Solana's price right now?
No, that's got to be wrong. Solana's different because Solana is at 196.
Gotcha. Well, this is an old article. That would be why. So it's at 196. I think the last article, yeah, he says no burying the lead. One of the last articles I saw was talking about analysts predicting a $250 Solana in the short term. I think we're basically through the down part. I think the bottom's in for the short term. I think it's going to be slow, and I think we're going up. What do you think about where we're at?
Have you watched altcoins recently?
I mean, Cardano was pumping today, and everybody was like, "Why is it the only thing pumping today?"
Yeah, but there was a couple things that were pumping today, and a lot of people were saying the exact same thing to me. But altcoins were tanking.
One of them by chance?
I saw your thing on Move. I don't know why he's buying Move. I saw that anyway prior. It's just weird. But no, I mean, I don't think it was. It's been Trump's up, which is weird in the last day. So it's
you can use it to buy merch now. So it's a utility coin.
Yeah, there you go. They got their utility. But no, it was nothing. Nothing major's been up today. I mean, yeah, you're right. Cardano's slightly up. Everything's up on like the 7-day charts for the most part recently, except Trump. So, and a couple of other things. Solana has just kind of been breaking even. It's been around this price for a while. 250 Solana is very believable. If we're in any sort of bull, I think it crushes that. I don't think Solana has I think Solana still has a very high ceiling. And with all the DeFi, the amount of people using DeFi on Solana is incredible. And Jupe is doing such a good job of getting more people excited. And I think we're going to see the same thing with Meteora coming up. So there's a lot of speculation as to what's going to happen with Meteora. So I think that there'll be more platforms that do this on Solana as well. And the dogs are barking.
No, you're good. Are you? Did you see there was a clip from VanEck? It had VanEck, Oxmerked, and Blockworks, and they were basically talking about. VanEck was saying that they think that the Solana ETF is going to get rejected the first time. And then the things that he mentioned, the reason that he thought that was about 70% failed transactions, and he named the months at which this was happening. He also said that you can't really have a financial infrastructure built on a blockchain that stops. You're right. And then so he mentioned all these things, and the whole time Oxmert, who is very much a outspoken Solana diehard Solana dev, he was just there the whole time, and you can kind of see like smoke coming out of his ears as VanEck is talking about it on a space, right? But they basically said that the Solana ETF will not get it'll get rejected the first time, then maybe the second time it'll come out. But he said that he thinks the Cardano one will come out, will not get rejected the first time. Which
it doesn't matter if it gets rejected the first time or not. They'll both end up being out there. They'll both make it at some point. More than likely, I agree with that sentiment. I think that's the most likely outcome. I don't think. Do I think, as an investor, are you more likely to buy into a Cardano ETF or a Solana ETF?
As an investor that's just looking for pumping and dumping.
Institutional investor.
Yeah, institutional investor. You're probably going for Solana, but I honestly
is that why you think it's getting more scrutiny? Because they think that there's more money going to go into it? Or is it getting more scrutiny because it's less of a safe ecosystem, in their opinion, than Cardano?
I would say probably that there are like outside like tech risks. That's probably where the scrutiny would come from. That's my thought,
I agree.
Right? And then like, I mean, it's kind of like Terra Luna, right? Like Terra Luna was great and it worked perfectly until it didn't. So I think that that's kind of like the same sort of type of fear with Solana. Is Solana works perfectly until it stops. So if like there's a lot of money on Solana and then it actually stops, you know what I mean? And maybe they can't just kick it and it start back up, you know? It's the issue. A lot of money.
Yeah.
What's up, Patriot?
XRP was up. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. XRP was up. It's at like 252 again. So XRP is one of my holds right now. So I don't do anything with it. I'm just holding. So, but DIOR.
I'm interested to know, honestly, this just crossed my mind, but there's been a large push in the Cardano ecosystem for a while to get USDC here onto the chain.
Yeah, I think it needs
it. But they're now, basically, it has been said that USDC is asking for $1 billion to come to the chain
because they mint their own tokens.
Yeah, and
they have to fund the treasury.
Yeah, so that's the thing. But it seems like, let's see, you missed my request on Gari Network. You haven't asked about Gari Network yet, but every single time we look at Gari Network is supposed to be like a blockchain based TikTok type deal streaming, and it just, the chart looks like they pumped and then they dumped, and then it never went anywhere again. It just
Gari is one of those TikTok clones on chain. All right,
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of those. I mean, I give my opinion on that, but I don't know anything about Gari.
Yeah.
One of them, it'll just be whoever gets the network effect, and that's so fucking hard to do in that field. So,
but what I wanted to say about USDC, sorry, is that a lot of people have said that Circle has this tendency to kind of vampire attack the chains that it works on for its own bags, right? So its own bags right now are SUI and things like that. So you can see different ways that they pull liquidity from these other ecosystems into these places. Do you think that that is like a legitimate concern that other blockchains should have when, I guess, signing up that deal with the devil?
So before I say this, I want a disclaimer. I don't like USDT. So every time somebody sends me USDT, I immediately convert it to USDC. Immediately. And I know a lot of sexes operate exclusively in USDT. Unfortunately, I also dislike USDC. I don't think there's a true good stable out there on any chain. But it's like voting for a politician. It's what we have. So I do default to USDC. USDC, do some homework. If you guys have time to go down a wormhole, do homework on stables. Like, you'll find a lot of info about how like USDC has recently just minted a bunch more. It's funny money that we peg to $1. It's scary, and it operates similar to the way banks operate. So I don't think I think there's a way where we could all pull the USDC liquidity, and then there won't be you won't be able to redeem it for anything. I know it's pegged blah 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 blah. Anyway, so yes, I think that there still needs to be that reliable stable that is interchangeable on every chain and has the same value. It's why I think that decentralization is great when it's truly decentralized, but then you need it to be like, how do I have value? How do I ever extract that to the real world value, right? Which is a centralized infrastructure. We still, to this day, are all paying, and if you're in the US, you pay with the dollar, right? Centralized dollar. So for now, we need a tool that lets us get to the dollar. That's USDC for me. That's what I use to get back to the dollar. Sucks, but there's tools that let me pay in USDC as well, and I can pay my teammates, right? I use Deal, DEEL, and I can pay in USDC, which is really, really cool. It's been like that for like 4 years, so they were very ahead of the curve. So RLUSD, is that which one's that?
That's the Ripple one.
That's the Ripple, yeah.
I mean, there's
what is it pegged to?
It's pegged to $1.
But like, sorry, I know it's pegged to. What's it backed by?
I'm pretty sure that it's treasury notes, and then they have a treasury of like 1-to-1, supposedly. But everybody kind of says that all their money's backed.
If you can validate the treasury. So what's been really cool about blockchain recently, and I saw an article today, and I can't remember who said it. Mantle has a treasury tracker. I bring up Mantle every time we're on because I woke up early to play. Well, I had a meeting, but then they had a poker event this morning, and I got 8th, and the top 7 got paid. It was like 180 people. I got 8th, but anyway, and they were talking about how their treasury tracker went live. That stuff is super cool. So if you're able to track the treasury on chain and see what they're doing with their assets and how much they have. With RLUSD or any of these other stables, I would love a live treasury tracker, and they may have it. I'm not going to pretend like I know. I'm semi-ignorant with this stuff. That said, of all the chains and all of the pegged USD tokens, I would most likely trust something on XRP. With the amount of institutional interest and the people that tend to like and move and utilize and navigate towards the XRP and Ripple ecosystem, I think we'll see. Don't freak out, I'm running the show. I can't bring up your comments, Desert, but yeah, no, I'm here alone. But I can't I struggle to see this one. I know somebody's going to clip this and send it to me right when it tanks or depegs completely. But this is the one that I would trust the most, which is weird because I know the stigma with XRP and Ripple, right? But it's a good one to bring up and ask about. I would rank them like I would use this, USDC, and pretty close, and then USDT. So, but I don't use USDT. I'm going to see if I can find that article about how much USDC minting. Because that was, like, I read that, and they can just print money, is what it seems like. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, they minted 5 billion. So USDC minted $5 billion. $5 billion. So obviously this was on Solana. We talked about this earlier. They had the DeFi need. That's what they claimed, with Solana being the biggest DeFi or second biggest DeFi chain. I do think that Solana is going to keep creeping up on Ethereum and Crush. So I think if we see a big hype with Meteora, and if Meteora does something, and then another platform launches that has the equivalent audience of like a Meteora or a Jupe, it's going to be huge.
Haha, so, joke's on you. So turns out you can't have infinite tabs open.
Your computer crash?
Yes. Well, yeah. The browser.
That's right.
So, but I like Mantle. I actually was the comment about the treasury. I just read that article, and I was surprised about Mantle coming up again. You talk about it a lot, and I
like their ecosystem.
It's come up a lot between me and Desert also that you like it. So what is it that you like the most about Mantle? As far as like, is it the UI UX? Like, how does it feel using that ecosystem? Is it easier and better?
Their go-to-market campaign is similar but better than I think other go-to-market campaigns. They did a good airdrop with their token, and they continue to leverage it well. Like I don't feel like I could extract liquidity and I feel safe having liquidity there. Safe, always a loose term. But I feel like I can get liquidity there quickly. I feel like there is liquidity, and I feel like they pay attention to what's going on, but they don't buy into the narratives heavily, right? They did an AI campaign with Layer 3, and they rewarded everybody who partook in it with a good amount of airdrop. And you actually just got to explore the ecosystem. I left liquidity in some of the ecosystems I was exploring. I was like, this is cool. This is a good way. And they've done a really good job with METH. I like their Mantle staking UI and what it's doing. Every time I interact with Mantle, I've had a good experience. Like I feel at ease when I'm on Mantle, right? The gas prices aren't too bad. It operates quickly. There's a lot of in and out. I see the liquidity. Now they're making their treasury. They're making a big effort to show transparency in their treasury. Their announcements don't feel like clickbait. They feel like, hey, here's some things we're doing. Here's what you might be interested in, right? So I think they pay attention to narratives without buying into them fully, like selling their soul to the AI agent narrative. They didn't sell their soul to the RWA narrative. They're not going to sell their soul to the next one. I've seen chains do that, where they'll buy into every fucking narrative and then those platforms crash and they pretend like, what do you mean we had that? That's what I dislike. And there's a ton of chains that do that for the quick volume turnout. I'm seeing the same thing with a couple of other chains. I commented on one of your guys' thing with the blockchains I like that start with the letter S. Superposition and Sonium are quietly gaining users, and they're getting like volume, liquidity, wallets, but they're not fully diving into here's the current hype cycle. They're buying into here's platforms we have that we like, and here's what we stand for. Superposition even more. They launched with a cat platform where you could watch cats and donate to them, right? Like on chain. I was like, they're just fully buying into the cat narrative, which is funny, but they're not buying into the AI agent narrative hype too much. They have some, and so does Sonium. But Sonium is doing such a good job just showcasing their categories on their Galaxy Quest. And like disclaimer, like mint passes on Sonium, but like even if it wasn't, like we chose to be on Sonium, so there you go. I would be saying this. I get nothing for you guys using any of these chains, right? So hopefully that answers your question.
No, that does answer my question. This is kind of a side thing, but because you said you get nothing, I want everybody to know that we now have an affiliate link for Rare Evo. So anybody that is planning on going to Rare Evo,
nice.
You can use Crypto Nightly as your promo code, and you can get a discount. So,
when is Rare Evo?
Oh gosh, that's a very good question, and of course you would ask me that.
Yeah,
but
man, you gotta promote it. You gotta know everything. Here, I'll look it up for you. Hold on. It's August 6th through 10th this year, right?
Yes,
that sounds right.
Yep.
It's at Caesars.
Yes, again.
Nice.
And but this time I think that it's gonna be the hall is like twice as big. There's like 2 sides that they're gonna have now.
Are you gonna apply to speak?
I should maybe and can. I was going to last year. I just didn't. But yeah, that's a good idea. Desert, we should do that. I'll talk to the guys. I'll get them to do that. We like them. They're really cool, and I'm excited. And they're excited about this year. Did you take part in the activation they had last time, where it was like you got points from tagging your badge with other people's badges?
No, I didn't do it.
Oh, dude, they had so much good quality merch and stuff that they gave you for free. Like I
got merch just from being there.
No, I know, but I'm saying like they had like clothes that was like Rare Evo themed from one of the vendors, which was Rebud. Super cool stuff. But it was a cool activation. And then it also gave you the ability to like add all the people into all your social media stuff and everything. So that was cool. Yep. But I'm excited because Rebud, I believe, is doing the activation again this year. And I'm sure, well, the team over there at Rare Evo is very excited because it's going to be very, very, very cross-chain. They want this to be the big, like the altcoin conference, right? And
they want to go outside of Cardano.
Yes, like it's gonna be like Cardano will be there, but there's gonna be a lot more ETH and a lot of these cross-chain projects. A lot of these layer 2s and different things are gonna be there for sure this time.
All right, question for you.
Yes.
One of the speakers and special guests is Dale Christie. He's the blockchain specialist at FedEx. Tell me his job. What does he do?
That's fair, but I think so. I believe that he actually spoke last time.
I'm not shitting on the event or anything.
No.
I don't know what he does.
I think he spoke last time, and it's like supply chain management. Like they have their own private blockchain. for like stuff going around.
So which is I have talked about that use case so much. I could beat that. I could not to beat a dead horse. Anytime you bring that up, I think you may have heard me talk about it, but I love that as a use case. So if that's what they're doing at FedEx, then I absolutely love that. I take back my rampant criticism of him being
while we're at it, Palmyra, Zengate Global is one of my favorite projects because one, we're invested in them. Two, they're doing supply chain like managed tracking and like that as a service for people that are producing commodities. And so you can be anywhere in the world and let's say that you're making sugar, right? Producing sugar. One, you can raise on their platform by tokenizing different aspects of your actual business with a specific rate of return for investors. But they can give you all the blockchain infrastructure to supply chain manage your sugar. And then if you're in a developing country, you can now actually supply your product to the US and Europe, who those markets are huge. And they make you have your you have to be able to see the entire chain of your product for those markets. And so it actually makes you compliant as a service by default, right? So I don't know. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
that's cool. Are you? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Are you guys? So you guys are going to Rare Evo? Are you guys?
I'm pretty sure we're probably going to Rare Evo. We're not going to do an exhibit. No booths.
Okay.
Because it kills your ability to network.
Yeah, I agree. You can't step away. It's different.
It's different. If you have a massive project with like a whole lot of people, like, yeah, your presence should be there, right? It makes sense for you to have a booth. But like the people that actually are doing all the networking and all that stuff, they're probably not at the booth.
Yeah, I've been lucky because every time we've had an exhibit or a booth or whatever with these projects in the past, we have enough people there so I can be like, okay, it's working, bye, and then they man it. So I get to go off. The thing about having a booth though is you do get the people who might not be as easy to talk to. They'll come up to the booth and ask questions. So it is positives and negatives. They said on here they have the Poker Classic again too, so that'll be fun.
That will be fun.
I'll try to go.
Let's see. We don't need to be tied down. Rather spend the money at a holder party. Yeah, or on a holder party. For sure. 100%. And this is something that we talked about, which could be a thing, which would be awesome. Not confirmed. Yes. Not confirmed holder party.
They're doing a hackathon too. That's cool.
So then the question that I had, or the thing I wanted to bring up, is the Sui play. Super excited about that. I think that that's super cool. How do you feel about it? I did not get one. Did you?
Yeah, we've talked about it on here, I think.
Yeah.
Like one of the first times I came on with you guys. But yeah, they finally revealed what it looks like. It looks like a Steam Deck. Looks high quality. So
have you played it?
No, it's not out yet. As far as I know.
Well, okay, yeah. Well, yeah, that was what I meant by like, did you get it? I was like, do you have it?
No.
Like, what is the experience like? You know what I mean?
They revealed what it looks like. So like that was cool. I'm excited. I think I've been doing a really deep dive over the last week. Gaming's kind of blowing up, and I've been early to a lot of the narratives. Like, not that I buy into them. I say that would be cool, and then I don't buy into it, and I miss them. But I've been watching gaming, and gaming is starting to rise in Web3. I think we're going to see a really big surge over the next 12 months, especially with these launching. And so I'm excited to see what goes live with it. I'm pumped. I want to get mine. So I'm pretty excited.
So you're kind of like Laura Shin, where she's like, yeah, I was there at the inception of Bitcoin. I saw it, but I didn't buy or hold any because I wanted to be impartial.
I remember Bitcoin coming out and having the option to buy it And I was like, no.
You're like, that sounds silly.
Over a decade ago, because we used to make jokes about it. We used to say, oh yeah, that's good for Bitcoin. Like all the people I play games with. And this was like when I was in college. So this was like 10 years ago. Because some of them had it. They had Bitcoin. And they obviously have since sold. But like, can you imagine? So, but anyway, hindsight's 2020. You can never predict that.
100%. That actually reminds me of one of the articles that I sent you. That there was somebody that bought like a pack of cards, like an unopened pack of cards.
Oh, I saw that.
And there was a special like gift thing inside of one of them for a certain amount of Bitcoin. And so these cards are like old, but that Bitcoin it's one whole Bitcoin, which probably wasn't worth that much then, but now it's $106,000 ish in values when it was redeemed, claimed by the person, which is crazy.
Were they able to still claim it?
And here we are.
Were they? Do you know? Were they able to still claim it today? Yeah. Okay. Damn.
That was what. Yeah, that'd be a that's even better than that's almost as good as I guess the first edition Charizards that people buy for like $300,000 to $400,000.
Yeah, that would be fun to get, but those are so expensive even to try to pull those now. So
100%. So okay, back to the Stewie play. I am excited about the narrative for gaming, for gaming to be consoleless, right? Because I think we're so we're there, right? I mean, like even the newest Xbox is literally just a box that connects to the internet, and that's it. Like at a certain point, we're very close to being able to outsource all of the compute, like all of the gaming things that you need, and then just, connecting to your TV or just like as the Steam Deck, right? Or whatever. I think that we're so close to that. And that's what I'm the most excited about with gaming and crypto, to be honest, is not being tied to anything, but being connected to everything all the time.
I mean, are you familiar with the Stadia and Luna? So Google Stadia and the Amazon Luna? Because they do that. So they already do that. You can stream games. So that's it. It's like live, like now. So you don't have to have a system. You can play them on any device, phone, computer, Xbox. And you're just playing on a server, like a game in the cloud. Problem is there's a tiny bit of latency, and it doesn't, like when I tried it, I got early access and I tried it and I didn't like the latency because for like single player games, it like drove me nuts. It reminds me of playing Smash Online, which like they haven't figured out or don't want to figure out in 2025. But that exists. So we're already seeing the ability to stream games. For a Web3 sort of deal, somebody was pitching me today about Yuga and how I should buy a bunch of other deeds because they haven't done anything with other deeds yet. And I was like, what else can they do, man? But anyway, I won't call out who that was, but you know them. And
I had a guess.
And I was like, they're right, but it's like, well, what's that going to do in the game? How is this ever going to equate to anything? The digital land thing also, I don't understand. Like, do you value digital land? Like, do you think that any of them are going to have value?
So here's my thought on digital land, and this is coming from somebody who bought a little bit and lost basically all the money he spent on that little bit of digital land. So my thought is like, it's too early for digital land to be valuable, because it's like you buy it and then what are you going to do with it, right? You have to like pay a ton more money than you actually bought it for somebody else to develop it for you. It's not like you have this land and now you can do things, which I think that might be a cooler way to go about it. It's like you buy this land, you have like a certain period of time to build on it, and then when it goes live, it would have to be kind of like a Minecraft type thing, where like you can just kind of like build this thing however you want to build it, and then like everybody goes live at the same time. But
yeah, I think they're pitching that they're gonna like there'll be value in you owning it because people are gonna have to use the land. Like the whole game will be player land, and so if somebody builds on your land or you do, then you get rewards. I don't know. How do they get enough players so that works?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, like if it were something that was like in one of those worlds like Grand Theft Auto, right? That is massive enough where people can buy those apartments, you know what I mean? Live in these apartments, pay for them with like actual money and different things, or the game revenue that they make from inside the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then there could be value, right? Because maybe you have to pay rent every month and then somebody owns that building, you know? But
yeah. I think that's what we'll see. There was a game, I've mentioned this I think before on here, Star Wars Galaxies, where every planet could be colonized. So every aspect you could build on. And this was ages ago. This game's like it's since no longer running. It was an MMO. And that was wicked cool. I thought that was like one of the first ones I saw where you could do that. And obviously there's like Black Desert Online, Lord of the Rings Online. You can build, I think, nearly everywhere in those games as well. But I like owning the land is seen in some of these games. Imagine because the way that games work is you can't have all the players on the same servers usually, right? Like MapleStory is a really good example. It's been around forever, but they have multiple servers and then they have channels within those servers. Otherwise, they don't think it'll run smoothly. So if you have your piece of land and it has instances of it and people are using it in 10 different instances, then you can earn whatever they're earning. You earn 1%. You get a rake forever and it's passive income. I get it. I get that. There's tons of games where you can do this. Like you can get digital land. Like I have one on my phone called Atlas Empire, I think. I've had it for Atlas Earth. And I just check in every day because it takes 2 seconds and I bought like 12 pieces of land. And then there's Upland. But I don't know how those make money in the long term for you. You'd have to buy so many to make it work. And then how do we know that they're going to be the one that sticks around? What's the benefit to owning it in the long term? With a game, it does make sense, but you need that player base. So you're all in on like a $500 piece of land that they're going to make it worth it for you in the long run. But I guess you can always sell it. So it's just the price to entry is way too high. That's my argument. Because I actually do believe in the thesis, just not the price to entry.
That's fair. I play Sunflower Land almost every single day.
Did you see what they announced?
Yes. They're going to have a new token flower.
Yep. So you're welcome.
Yeah. I am excited about the whole game in general. I like it. I think it's great. But also, like, I think that its marketplace is amazing. Have you been playing it like consistently or like?
Yeah, I check in every day. What level are you now?
44.
Yeah, see, like I'm level 39, so like I don't play as religiously as you do. So you have it on in the background. You're constantly going.
It's just like I plant stuff that takes a while, and I have to check it in a couple times a day. But the thing that I wanted to say is the marketplace that they have, I think, is super well done. I think that the price discovery that they have in the marketplace is really well done. I think that because the token cost money, right? Mm-hmm. For you to get it. But then there's so many different things you can buy inside of the marketplace from other people and with other people using those tokens. So if you were to literally just farm in that game, you could just be generating the token, right? You don't actually have to put money in for that. But also you can put money in for that if that's what you want. But I just think that there's a really good balance there. I think between like playing the game and then actually like paying for stuff in the game, which you could use monetary money, or you could just farm to earn that money to then use that for the things. So
yeah,
I think it's great.
You can make a good
balance.
amount of money on them if you sink in as much time as you're sinking in. I can't believe you're level 44. It takes a lot to level up. So that's wild.
The thing is that like 44, like once I got there, I don't have the capacity to like continue beyond that as far as XP.
Yeah, no, it's really hard. It's fun though. I mean, I'll give you some context.
The skill tree is different now.
Yeah, they changed that. They changed the whole skill tree. Yeah, I saw that today,
and I think it's awesome. But it also just is like, it takes so much more.
Yes, there's a huge learning curve. This is my problem with these types of ecosystems as well. When people are looking to get into it, I can't even tell them everything in Sunflower Land because I'm not willing to go and figure it all out. I'm not going to read their documents. I want to just know. Like, I'm going to figure it out. So and there's a weird difference between this and like I played another game recently and it had a steep learning curve, but I just was able to play through it and you figure it out pretty quickly, right? Because of the way that you're presented with the game, you have to figure it out or you lose. With this, I don't have to figure it out and I can be happy in my complacency, but then I'm not really power creeping the right way, right? Like there's stuff that you're missing, there's stuff that I'm missing. And I don't feel like there's an easy way for me to learn it unless I want to sink a ton of time in. This is my argument with Pirate Nation as well. I like Pirate Nation a lot, but same thing. There's so many different things to do, and I don't feel like it's presented to me in a way that's easy for me to understand and quick to absorb, right? I'd have to sink time in to really pick up on everything. And that's why you said you don't even want to after level 44, right? Like you're already burnt out on it, and you just started, really. Yeah. I have farmed 5,904. Isn't that crazy?
You said what?
Such an early farm. So my farm number is 5,904.
5,000. That's crazy.
Yeah. I was very early to Sunflower Land. So
okay. Well, I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's kind of like the best example of a game that is not that's easy for somebody outside of crypto to like.
Yeah.
And then for somebody to naturally decide to create a wallet because the game encourages you to create a wallet.
Did you play Pixels?
No.
I would ask that you try Pixels at some point and compare it to Sunflower Land. I would love to hear your dissection of the two, like which one you like more and why.
Do you like them both?
I'm not going to give you my bias.
Okay, that's fine. All right, I'm gonna play Pixels. I'll give an opinion on it. But I will say that there's this meme video that I'm gonna have to send to you where these guys are like in an apartment, and then this dude walks in, and he's like has this mundane conversation with the people, and then he upskills his speech, and they're like, "Hey, are you using us to like upskill real quick?" Have you seen that one?
Yeah, it's a and
then he, like every single thing. But anyway, that's kind of what Sunflower Land kind of reminds me of a little bit. It's kind of like you're just grinding.
It's a huge grind,
but
and it's one that you can sink a lot of money into as well. Like they really. There's so much going on. Like they have a whole crafting ecosystem as well. You can get crafting table.
Yeah, the crafting ecosystem. I'm lost on that. Yeah. I'm lost on that. Like you have to discover the recipes.
I'm sure we could Google it, but I'm not doing that. I was like, nope, I'm good. Then there's fishing, and dude, there's a castle. It's a huge game, and there's events like every day. They've done a good job. Like there's so much to do. But it's also very, very overwhelming.
100%. Well, I'm going to have to figure out, Desert, if you're out there listening still, I want to create a graphic that says Crypto Nightly, our promo code for Rare Evo, because we need every single person that goes to Rare Evo and watches this show. There's no reason why you shouldn't get a discount with the Crypto Nightly code, right? There we go.
There you go.
So beyond that, let's wrap it up. We're close to the end here. What else, if there is anything else that has caught your attention here lately that you're excited about?
No, I'm just doing my thing. So how about you guys? How is it going in the Empire ecosystem?
Dude, things are good. Also, shout out to everybody that actually bought merch. We have Crypto Nightly merch now. And people have actually bought Crypto Nightly merch, which is awesome.
That's awesome. That's very cool.
And we have been doing all kinds of different quests, so everybody out there can take part in all the quests in order to accumulate an allocation of Empire token whenever we get there. And we will be opening up the mint again here soon, which is exciting. And yeah, so everything there is peachy keen. I'm excited about some of the stuff that I'm doing with BooCoin. We've talked about some collaborations possibly in the future regarding Token Empire, which I think could be exciting. And yeah, everything else good. Just plucking along.
Awesome.
Building.
That's cool, man.
Building.
No, I'm glad you guys sold merch. I'm excited for the mint to reopen, and I'm also excited to see how questing's going. So we'll catch up on that soon offline.
Absolutely. But that's what we got. This has been Crypto Nightly. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Aaron. This has been a blast. We'll have Desert back soon, so he'll go over the market update because I can't do it. I don't even say the numbers right? Because it's just like so many numbers, and they're not even real numbers. Like, it's magic internet money. Come on, guys. Good night, Fozzie. Thank you for joining us. Shout out to Third Patriot, Desert, Disclosure Crypto. Love all of you. We'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure that you mint a boss.